HarmonyOS's Encirclement of Android, a Google nightmare. Could you believe it? The day after Huawei's developer conference wrapped up, a piece of data sent shockwaves through the tech world. The number of HarmonyOS-powered devices has surpassed 1 billion, directly crushing Android's annual sales in the European market. Android has been working in Europe for over a decade, yet it only sells about 110 million phones a year. HarmonyOS's growth is like a rocket. So, how did this happen? At its core, an operating system's ecosystem is like a shopping mall. Android and Apple are old, established malls in prime locations, but with lots of rules and high rent revenue cuts for merchants, developers. HarmonyOS is a new, massive mall that's not only expanding its footprint rapidly, covering phones, home appliances, and cars, but is also actively lowering its rent and even helping with store decoration, optimizing development tools. Naturally, merchants are willing to come, which means there are more products for customers, users, and that's how it became a hit. Even more impressive, HarmonyOS now has 6.75 million developers, a growth rate 3 times faster than Android in its early days. It took Android 8 years to reach 5 million developers, while HarmonyOS achieved this milestone in half the time. These developers have already brought 15,000 native applications to the platform, from ride-sharing to office suites, covering every need. So, let's take a closer look at what allowed HarmonyOS to counter-encircle Android. What secrets of the ecosystem war are hidden in the European market's case? Is Google's monopoly empire truly on the verge of collapse? The data tells a sobering story. First, let's look at some eye-opening data. A report from market research firm Counterpoint Research shows that in the second quarter of 2025, European smartphone shipments were only 28.7 million units. At this rate, the total annual shipments are projected to be just 114.8 million units. This number not only reflects the stagnant growth of the European smartphone market but also stands in stark contrast to the rise of the HarmonyOS ecosystem. By mid-2025, the total number of HarmonyOS devices had exceeded 1 billion, with its presence extending far beyond traditional smartphones to create an Internet of Everything matrix that spans tablets, smartwatches, intelligent home appliances, and new energy vehicles. While Android is still battling for market share in the smartphone arena, HarmonyOS has already achieved an exponential lead in device numbers through its 1+8+N all-scenario strategy and multi-device collaboration. This strategy is redefining the competitive landscape of the global smart device market. What's even more intriguing is Europe's attitude towards Google. Just before Huawei's developer conference in 2024, the European Commission's massive fine of €2.95 billion sent shockwaves worldwide, targeting Google's monopolistic practices in the online advertising market. The investigation revealed that Google systematically suppressed small and medium-sized ad platforms by manipulating ad bidding algorithms and blocking third-party data interfaces, which severely reduced innovation in the European digital advertising market. This is not an isolated incident. Since 2014, the EU's antitrust body has wielded its sword of Damocles 4 times. The €4.3 billion fine in 2018 for forcing the pre-installation of Google's suite of apps on Android devices further exposed tech giants' relentless pursuit of ecosystem control. On the streets of Brussels, digital rights organization Digital Europe has been protesting for 3 years, reflecting Europe's deep anxiety about tech hegemony. French antitrust expert Pierre Renaud stated pointedly in the Digital Sovereignty Manifesto, "When a single company controls 85% of online ad traffic, the market has become a jungle where the strong prey on the weak." Against this backdrop, HarmonyOS, with its open architecture and multi-device collaboration, is becoming a new option for European companies seeking technological independence. Finnish telecom giant Nokia has publicly stated that it will evaluate HarmonyOS's adaptability in IoT devices, and this struggle for digital sovereignty is quietly reshaping the global tech competition. The comparison is deeply ironic. Android is being fined for monopolistic behavior in Europe, while HarmonyOS is rapidly expanding with an open ecosystem. Google's closed model is like welding an iron fence at the entrance of its mall, only allowing its own family to open shops. HarmonyOS has torn down the fence, allowing anyone with good products to sell. Users and developers aren't foolish. They'll vote with their feet for the freer market. This difference in ecosystem strategy is the key to HarmonyOS's ability to catch up and surpass Android. The developer battlefield, the real secret to HarmonyOS's success. The developer battlefield holds the true key to HarmonyOS's comeback. Google's App Store has long charged a 30% toll, which prompted gaming giant Epic Games to sue all the way to the Supreme Court, and still lose. In contrast, Huawei's revenue share with Tencent is as low as 10 to 20%. While this isn't the case for everyone, it is already far more developer-friendly than Android's overlord clauses. In the mobile app ecosystem, developers in Europe and North America have long suffered from Google's high commission fees. HarmonyOS is capitalizing on this with favorable policies and efficient tools, making it an attractive alternative. Developer dissatisfaction with Google's App Store has been simmering for a long time. A 2024 deep dive survey by Statista showed that 68% of European developers directly stated that the App Store's 30% cut severely squeezed their profit margins. A French independent developers association even publicly called on the government to intervene and regulate. The North American market is no different. 43% of developers have explicitly stated they are evaluating the feasibility of migrating to other platforms. The founder of a Silicon Valley startup said on a TechCrunch forum, "Having 30% taken from every transaction is like climbing a mountain with a boulder on your back." HarmonyOS is precisely capitalizing on this industry pain point. Huawei launched its Pioneer Program 2.0, which reduced the in-app purchase commission to 15% and offered new developers a 12-month reduction policy. At the same time, the newly upgraded Devico Studio development tool, which integrates the Arc compiler and Arc UI framework, enables one-time development, multi-device deployment. For example, China Southern Airlines Nanhang Jia app development saw its interface adaptation efficiency increase by 40% and code volume decrease by nearly 30% after adopting the Arc UI framework. The development cycle was compressed from the planned 6 months to 4 months, directly saving over 2 million yuan in development costs. This combination of real money and technical empowerment has shown global developers a new possibility for breaking the giant's monopoly. This is fundamentally about a shift in ecosystem power. Developers used to have to bow to Google's will, but now they have a new choice. HarmonyOS is breaking the monopoly with a fairer revenue-sharing model. It's like a new market suddenly opened up that doesn't charge high stall fees. Of course, the vendors are going to move there. This kind of healthy competition is good for the entire industry, and ultimately it's the users who benefit. The technical advantage, a new frontier. Finally, let's talk about the technical aspect. HarmonyOS's distributed capabilities are a game changer. Android devices are like neighbors who don't talk to each other. To transfer a file from your phone to your tablet, you have to connect via Bluetooth and enter a password. It's a hassle. HarmonyOS devices, on the other hand, can connect with a simple tap. China Southern Airlines uses this technology for flight dispatch, which has massively boosted efficiency. The Minshengtai app, developed with HarmonyOS's architecture, saw its development cycle shortened by 30% and its performance became smoother. Android is like a collection of isolated shops, while HarmonyOS is an integrated commercial complex. If you don't finish watching a video on your phone, you can walk into the living room, tap your smart screen, and continue watching seamlessly. If you're editing a work document on your tablet, it instantly syncs to your computer. Android simply can't do this because its underlying architecture was not designed for a multi-device world. Google has tried to improve, but Android is just too old. It's like trying to install an elevator in an old house. It's expensive and clunky. HarmonyOS, however, was designed from a blank slate, making it naturally suited for the multi-device scenarios of the smart era. This generational gap in technology is what's most troubling for Google. It's not that it doesn't want to catch up, it's that it simply can't. Now you understand why HarmonyOS is said to have counter-encircled Android. It's not based on empty promises. It's built on a foundation of real device numbers, developer support, and a technical advantage. Google's monopoly is beginning to crumble. This isn't just one company's victory, but the beginning of the entire tech industry breaking free from monopolies and moving toward greater diversity. Do you think this shift will fundamentally change the tech landscape, or will Google find a way to adapt and maintain its dominance?